You are what they fear now. The one who's going to upend the system.
Nothing's going to stop me from getting to my family.
Into the Badlands. Season premiere Sunday, March 19th, only on AMC.
This is SportsCenter from Los Angeles.
The league sources, the Broncos and Texans are the potential trade partners. Romo's going to turn 37 years old next month, but he says he wants to continue playing. Okay, so let's break down some of this NFL news with John Clayton. John, the Cowboys went from cutting Tony Romo to now looking to trade Tony Romo. What happened?
Well, what happened was that Houston then started to make some phone calls and say, you know what, we might be able to accommodate some kind of a trade, knowing that the Denver Broncos really do not want to get involved with a trade for Tony Romo. They want to get him off the street and sign him to a contract. And so Jerry Listen holds it up for about a day or two, see if he can get a little bit of trade value. Because, again, he's not going to get a lot because what you're acquiring is that contract that Tony Romo has. And I'm sure Tony will have to restructure it to fit into the Houston cap ultimately. But in the end, I think Houston kind of put everything on hold just so the possibility of a trade's there. Now we'll see if Jerry Jones can come through and make that trade.
All right, and speaking of contracts, Houston unloaded Brock Osweiler's contract in that trade with the Browns. How does that fit into this Romo saga?
Well, what it does, it gives them the ability now because it clears cap room and gets rid of that guaranteed contract. So all they have to do this year is take a $9 million cap hit on Osweiler with that trade. And what you see is this is something that happens in the NBA a lot, a salary dump. This is the biggest salary dump we've seen in the NFL and one of the few we've seen. And so what they did, they call up Cleveland and say, listen, if you take Osweiler's contract off our hands, we'll get you a second-round pick if we can recompensate a few things, and that's what ended up happening. So Cleveland, with all the cap room and all the money, hey, they'll take Osweiler, but the big thing they wanted was that second-round pick.
All right, so now they have plenty of money to spend. They spent some of it on some offensive linemen, but they still have plenty of cash. They have Osweiler as an asset. They have loads of draft picks. What's the end game for the Browns?
Well, the end game is trying to get some players, and they had a little bit of a trouble in the first day of free agency trying to get wide receivers. They didn't get anything done with Terrell Pryor. They're finding out they have to pay more money to get guys there because you're coming to a 1-15 team with quarterback issues and also a team that's going to take a couple years to build up. So they're having some difficulty, but they were able to make some strikes today. Now what they have to try to do is sort through the quarterback thing and figure out, can they make a Jimmy Garoppolo trade, which right now doesn't look good, or can they just do something with Robert Griffin III and maybe move him? He's had a $750,000 roster bonus due on Saturday. We'll see if he's still going to be on the roster. But right now, even though they have Osweiler and RG3, they have a lot of quarterback problems.
All right, Jay Cutler remains an NFL enigma. He's out in Chicago. What's the market looking like for him?
Not too good because particularly with Houston not being interested, Denver not being interested, San Francisco, I guess, maybe can still accommodate something, but they went with Brian Hoyer. So you'd have to think that the options probably lean to the New York Jets and maybe an outside chance of the Cleveland Browns. You know, the Jets right now are still struggling because they didn't get what they wanted. They didn't get Mike Glennon. And so maybe there can be some kind of a matchup with Jay Cutler going to the Jets. If not, he may just have to go someplace and compete for a starting job.
All right, free agency off and running. John, I'm sure we'll be talking again soon. Thanks.
Thanks.